Hello everyone. In this presentation, we are working through a complete mix design for M35 grade concrete using PPC, Portland Pozzolana cement and a superplasticizer following IS 10262-2019 method. This is a full preliminary design start to finish for good quality control under moderate exposure. Every mix design starts with the given data. Here we are targeting M35 grade using PPC cement and a superplasticizer admixture with 20 mm maximum aggregate size and zone 2 fine aggregate. We need a slump of 75 mm under good quality control and moderate exposure. And we have our specific gravities 3.15 for cement, 2.7 for coarse aggregate, 2.65 for fine aggregate and 1.20 for the superplasticizer. We will also assume 1% entrapped air. Keep these numbers in hand, everything else is built from them. Target mean strength. This is the first step in our mix design. Here we don't design for the characteristic strength alone. We add a safety margin using the formula F-CK, which is equal to FCK plus 1.65 times S. Our characteristic strength is 35 megapascal and for good quality control, the standard deviation is 5. So, 35 plus 1.65 times S gives the target mean strength of 43.25 megapascal. This number drives our water cement ratio selection next. So the table given here is from IS 10262-2019, which gives the standard deviation values. So next, water cement ratio and water content. We adopt a water cement ratio of 0.4, which satisfy both our strength requirement and the IS 456 durability limit for moderate exposure. The water cement ratios obtained from the figure, the chart given here, which is taken from IS 10262-2019. Next, water content. The code gives us a base figure of 186 kg per meter cube for 20 mm aggregate at a 50 mm slump. Since we need 75 mm, we increase this by 3% as per our IS code recommendation, giving 191.58. Then, because we are using superplasticizer, we can apply a 20% reduction, bringing our final adopted water content down to 153 kilograms or 153 liters per cubic meter. So next is cement content and superplasticizer dosage calculation. Cement content follows directly. Water divided by water cement ratio 153.26 by 0.40 gives us 383 kg per meter cube of PPC. For the superplasticizer, we assume a dosage of 1% by mass of cement, that is 3.83 kilograms, which works out to be a volume of 0.00319 cubic meter. Next is coarse aggregate fraction. The code gives a base coarse aggregate fraction of 0.62 at a water cement ratio of 0.50 for 20 mm aggregate size of the aggregate and zone 2 sand. So we can refer this table 5 of IS 10262 for getting that 0.62. Since our ratio is lower, which is 0.540 only, we adjust upward by 0.02 as per the recommendation of IS code, giving us 0.64 for coarse aggregate and by the difference 0.36 for fine aggregate. That is 1 minus 0.64, which is equal to 0.36 is the fine aggregate fraction here. So next is by absolute volume method. Here it all comes together. Using the absolute volume method, we subtract the volumes of cement, water, superplasticizer and entrapped air from 1 meter cube of concrete, leaving the volume available for aggregates. So working through those volumes and we are subtracting from 1, we are left with 0.71191 cubic meter for aggregate. And here for getting aggregate quantity, we are multiplying that volume by our fractions. 64% for coarse aggregates, 36% for fine aggregates, and convert each to mass using their specific gravities. We arrive 1230 kilograms of coarse aggregate and 679 kilograms of fine aggregate per meter cube of the concrete. So here our complete preliminary mix per cubic meter: 383 kilograms of Portland pozzolana cement, 153 kilograms of water, 679 kilograms of fine aggregate, and 1230 kilograms of coarse aggregate, and 3.83 kilograms of super plasticizer per meter cube of the concrete. So now mix proportion by mass. Expressing that as a ratio with the cement as our base unit, fine aggregate over cement gives 1.77 and coarse aggregate over cement gives 3.21. So our preliminary mix proportion is 1 to 1:1.77 is to 3.21 at a water cement ratio of 0.40. So here the summary is given. That is the full design summarized on this table. Grade of the concrete, Portland pozzolana, quantity of PPC, quantity of water, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, super plasticizer, and water cement ratio, and final mix ratio. Thank you.